The Icons of Real Estate Podcast. Are you ready to learn the proven money-making secrets from top-producing icon agents? Ready to skyrocket your business? This podcast is for you. Tune in every week with your host, Tomasz Fonseca, and find out how to implement proven strategies to 10 times your business, from $3 million to $30 million in just 12 months. Brought to you by the Masters in Real Estate Marketing, Arter SEO.
Hello and welcome back to the Icons of Real Estate podcast. I'm your host, Timothy Caetano, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we have a good show for you. Ladies and gentlemen, I always say that women are taking over the real estate industry. I don't care what you guys say in the comments, but you'll know it's true because everywhere I go, everywhere I turn, I just find a woman that is doing phenomenally well, and they just taking over the space. All right, today's guest is no exception because she's a luminary in the industry. All right, and if you're a person that's been wondering, hey, where can I get a person that can help me, guide me, and coach me in this industry? Because I know I can't do it by myself. Then, ladies and gentlemen, today's episode is exactly what you've been looking for, and it's going to answer all the questions that you have. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me give me a virtual round of applause as we welcome today's guest, Kat Timpson. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Tim. I really appreciate it. That was a very nice introduction. Thank you.
You're welcome. I mean, hey, you are doing great. You're an amazing agent. Um, for those that don't know you, can you just tell us a bit about yourself, how you got into real estate, and
Sure.
how long have you been doing this?
Yeah, well, thank you for asking. So I actually was a buyer and a seller of real estate way before I even became an agent. I have had about 5 houses since 1998. So I
Mhm.
really understood both sides of the equation. And a good friend of mine had gone into real estate and needed some help. And she said, well, you know everything there is to know from the side of the consumer. Could you bring that professionally? And I was like, maybe. And I took the test. I wasn't even really sure if I'd like it, but I
Yeah.
wanted to help her. And I took the test and got started. And I really did like it. And now I've been an agent for about 8 years. And I've mostly worked in residential, but I do have some specialties. And I think that that's what's been really interesting about it for me. I've also really combined what I do in real estate with my previous life, which was public relations and media.
Oh, okay. All right, public relations and media. I mean, how did, being involved in those spaces, translate into real estate?
Great question.
Mm,
So, one of the things I think people don't realize from the outside of real estate is how much marketing real estate agents have to do for themselves.
mm,
This is you're your own CEO, and you don't have a whole staff usually until you maybe even after you become a big agent with a staff or a team. Your whole goal is to market yourself and to stand out and to brand yourself. So
mm,
for me, it's been really fun to be able to use some of the skills that I had when I was in media, like doing a podcast
mm,
or creating videos by using video editing or
mm,
simply talking to the media, which is what public relations is really all about. And so using that combination of things and then using it for the purpose of helping people understand either more about what their market is or what goes on in real estate or what I bring to the table has been a lot of fun.
mm.
And they're just sort of umpteen opportunities from everything from vlogs to blogs to podcasts. And I don't know that everybody gets a chance to enjoy that part, but that
Mm.
for me has been a big deal.
Wow, wow, that's amazing. I love this point. This is a really powerful point, and I hope you guys are listening to this, all right? Because some of y'all don't know this, but the Icons of Real Estate Podcast Network also helps you start your own podcast. And you all heard what she said, all right? As a business owner, all right, we're not going to call you a realtor. This is your business right now. Your duty is to make sure that people know about you. People know about your name, your brand. And one of the tools or the vehicles of that is podcasting, right? get making sure that people get to know more about you and your services. Um, I love that you touched on that. And, I think a lot of people underestimate the power of podcasting and how you can actually communicate and educate a wider audience when it comes to various topics. But it's also a tool for you to coach. If you want to go out there and coach other agents, you can use podcasting as a tool. So I hope you guys are taking notes. Now, as a realtor that's been using some of these methods to grow and reach a wider audience, what has been where have you found the most success? Has it been social media? Was it podcasting? What was it? What helped you get your name out there? Because I'm looking at the numbers and I'm like, these are good numbers. How did you do that? What worked for you?
Well, thank you. So I think that one of the things and if I want to just touch upon the aspect of podcasting, for example,
Mm,
I like to do podcasts. I like to be a guest on podcasts, one, because
mm,
it's a completely different set of skills, but it gives me the opportunity to communicate with somebody really genuinely. I think that's one
mm,
of the greatest things about speaking to people in general when you're in a business of sales is you really want to have a conversation with people that's genuine, authentic. They want to know who you are, especially when you're working with people to help them with a huge, huge asset. I
mm,
mean, we all have heard the adage that most people will never have another asset the size of their home. And so we shouldn't be taking it lightly that people just need to meet us. They need to do more than that. They need to
mm,
know us and
mm,
like us and trust us. And of course, everybody's not going to like you, but if you have the opportunity to really speak to people or at least present yourself in a transparent, authentic way, I think that that really builds a trust factor. And then people can decide for themselves, is this somebody that I'd really like to be in relationship with? Is this
mm,
somebody that I'd like to have in my home? Is this somebody who I think can actually either get me the home that I want because they're hearing me, they're
mm,
understanding me, or are they the best person for me to work with if I'm going to sell a home? Because both those sides, both those relationships, both the buyer to the agent and the seller to the agent, they're pretty intimate relationships. People need to know each other. They're sometimes in the car together a lot. They're talking about money. They're talking about what they want. The real estate agent for a seller is often in the home helping getting the home ready. So I think that for me, the thing about using media and social media is great when I've been able to use it in an authentic and genuine way. And honestly, Tim, I think it's really hard. I
mm,
think a lot of people want to be perfect
mm.
on social media, and I can't blame them. And you
Yeah.
look back and think, oh, I wish I had I wish I had a filter on that one.
Yeah.
But like, oh, I wish I had done my hair differently or whatever. But I think the truth is people are very open to genuine. They
Mm,
really like when somebody's got a flaw. That
mm,
doesn't mean that somebody's completely incapable, but it means they're human. And I think that's what this particular business is, human to human. And that's really important. And if people aren't using the kind of tools that can help them relate to their clients and their future clients, then
mm,
they're really missing a boat. And of course, podcast isn't the only thing. A lot of social media, a lot of video. I love video. I just think video tells people who you are, and you kind of can't hide, right?
mm,
Like you look how you look, you sound how you sound, you are what you are. And it gives people a really good way of figuring out whether or not they're your tribe or you're their
mm.
tribe.
I like that. I like that. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, if you are listening to this right now, you know, I'm not even gonna I'm not gonna do it. I'm not giving an ad today because if you need a reason why you have to get started with podcasting as a realtor, then this part of the recording is just that for you. Now, thank you so much for touching on that, because I think a lot of people underestimate the power of podcasting. the power of social media and how it helps you connect with an audience. And I watch Joe Rogan. I feel like I know Joe Rogan at this point. Like I like, hey man, I know what Joe likes. Like Joe
Right.
likes choking people, yeah, when you're on set. And that's what people want, right? People want to work with a person they feel like they can trust, they've established a connection with. And that's the best way. Put yourself out there. A lot of agents are shy to get on the camera, man. Like I've seen it. You go on a agent social media, there's not even a single video or picture. It's just pictures of houses. They're not there, you know.
Yeah.
And like we don't. I think that's one thing we neglect. You know, there's so many agents out there. Why should a person choose you? You know, why should they pick you? Because everyone is claiming to be good, and everyone is claiming that they did X amount of hours of studying and understanding the industry and the market. Like, why should they go for you? Sometimes it's your personality that might just get someone to work with you. Sometimes it's just the knowledge that you have that might get that. So thank you so much for that. Another thing I just wanted to also touch on was, coaching. I think coaching is an essential in this industry. Reason why is you look at the stats, from 80 to 92% of people, quitting within the first 2 years of being in the industry. It just shows that there's something that they're lacking. We're not
Yeah.
having enough people, guiding and mentoring these people through this process. Because if you have someone who's going to tell you from the get-go, hey, you might not sell the house, for about 6 months, but the work that you put in will definitely, carry you for the next couple of years. If someone knows that from the get-go, they'll probably be like, okay, all right, I just have to work hard. There aren't too much expectations, but people get into real estate with expectations. We watch all these shows, we watch all these shows on Netflix and any other show, and we just think that real estate is easy. We get into it, and no one really tells us, and no one gives us the reality of what it is. And when you go through the first 2 months and you haven't sold a house, you can't pay your bills, that it hits a lot different. So I just want to know, as a person that has been in the industry, what's like, I just want to hear the importance of coaching, the
Sure.
importance of guiding your agents. What does it mean to you and what is it exactly?
Well, I think that, Tim, it's really important that people understand how coaching can help them in terms of accountability. It's much like a personal trainer. I mean, I don't think anybody's out there who thinks that
Yeah.
there's no reason for a personal trainer. They know that it's going to help them show up.
Mm,
That's one thing. I think, though, that there are a lot of super trainers and super coaches, and I actually take umbrage with the process that they use. And I'll tell you why. Because I think that there are a lot of coaches who want, especially in real estate, there are sort of tried and true methods of how to get clients. There are things like what we call door knocking, which you go
mm,
from door to door, house to house. There are things like cold calling. You open up the phone book. And a lot of people were trained to do real estate that way. And in some ways, they work. I mean, they work because it's a numbers game, right? If you call enough people, you're going to get somebody who's going to sell or want to buy.
mm,
But my feeling is a lot of coaches want to take the person and put them into the hole. They want to put them into the box of whatever they think is the right thing to do to get them business. And I have a very different take on it.
mm,
My feeling is because what we're trying to do when we're agents is to set ourselves apart and
mm,
to help people know who we are. So I think it's super important that people are coached by interview, i.e., you really speak to them, find out who they are, and then really highlight that. And I say that because, there's nobody on earth who likes to do things that are hard, but
mm,
almost everyone loves to do the things they love. And so, even though you're going to do some hard things in any job, I think it's always better when you have the opportunity to work with somebody who sees you for who you are and
mm,
wants to highlight it. And an example, recently, one of my coaches, she's an amazing gardener.
mm,
She's warm and amazing to her
mm,
neighbors, and she really hadn't highlighted that.
mm,
And within a few months of focusing on that, she's really gotten her mojo. Like she's
mm,
so much more energized. She's more excited. She's willing, she really loves the sharing. She loves being on video in a way that she never did. And that energy and excitement of her being her is letting her do more business because she's more energized, she's more confident, she's more excited about what she's doing. And there's just no way in the world that people don't respond to that. So for
yeah.
me, coaching is not just, hey, let's make sure you show up. It's also, who are you?
Mm,
And what do you want out of this? And how can we get you, the wonderful you, the individual you that you are, to
mm,
show up in order to help someone else? Because that's the other aspect of what we do in real estate, right? Our job is to help. No
mm,
matter what people say in the media, no matter what people's idea of real estate is, it's to help. It's to
yeah.
help people move from one phase of their life to another. It move from one living space to another.
Yeah.
And so if your goal isn't to help people, then you're not going to succeed because you have to have that natural desire. And so I really think that that's one of the important things about coaching is to help people understand the value of what they do and the
Mm,
value of who they are.
mm. I like the fact that you touched on, realtors are here to help. And I think anyone out there that, faced a challenging time where they really needed an expert to help them, whether it's to buy or sell a house. You know exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Forget what the media is saying. You know what you went through, and you know that you could never have gotten out of that by yourself. So
Right.
I love that. One thing that you also touched on is that, you help the people that you coach, you know, shine, find that special thing within them that, makes them stand out. And I think in a competitive market, they, I think agents need that. In a competitive industry, I think a lot of people need that. And also in finding their niche, I think it's also something that is quite important. I just wanted to find out from you, like, as an agent and as a coach, I mean, what were you able to find your niche in the industry, and how are you helping agents also find their niche in the industry as well?
Sure, I appreciate that. I actually kind of fell into some of the niches that I have focused on. I started with investment because I really liked the opportunity to find things and
Mm,
bring them to life. Like I
mm,
love helping investors find something that they obviously they want to make money on, but also it's this incredible opportunity to take something and enhance it
mm,
and then make their money on that. So investment work has just been really, really exciting to me. And the other thing is from a personal experience, I was divorced in 2020, and I realized that there are a lot of people who not only are they going through this incredibly tough time, but they also have a really mammoth decision to make, and
mm,
that's what to do with their property. And so for me, it was a matter of connecting who I am, what I was going through, in and how I could help others who may be going through that. Divorce real estate, great example.
mm.
So many opportunities to help people in ways that you might know that somebody else might not. So,
Mm. Mm, I like that. I mean, what I like about it is you used your personal experience to help others. And, if you're a realtor out there, that's what you need to take note of. I think you have something unique. You have a unique experience that can translate into this industry. I had a conversation with an agent a few days ago, and he was talking about how he is only passionate about helping heroes, you know, your doctors, your nurses, and it stemmed from him, losing his child, unfortunately.
mm,
And he also saw what that was like, for his family, for his wife who was a nurse, and the time, what they went through. And it was like, you know what, I want to make sure that people in these industries never go through some of the challenges that I went through. In fact, I want to take it a step further, and I want to help them achieve their dreams. So there's always something that you can help other people with out there.
absolutely.
Mm. And you've been a successful agent, man, and I'm curious, what's the secret to someone out there that's thinking of getting into real estate right now, or maybe they just got their license and they want to find out what is the secret sauce, man? What is the Krabby Patty formula? How do I get into real estate and be successful? What would be your advice to them?
I actually have two avenues. I think one is there is definitely a personality to sales of all sorts, real estate being a good example. A lot of people who are really excellent at real estate are, and I don't want to say hustlers because I don't mean that in an unethical way. I mean, they really hustle. They're moving
Mm,
all the time. They're always thinking like, how can I get the next deal? And to some extent, there's sort of like this, again, not a negative, but like a gambler mentality where they're
mm,
like, got to get to the next, got to get to the next. So I think that's an intrinsic personality thing. But I also think that the people who do the best actually give a darn. Like they
mm,
really actually care what happens with their clients, what happens with the situation. Because if we're always looking out for ourselves, you're never really there to help. You're not aware of what the problems are that the other person's going for. If you're just trying to get the sale, you can do that,
mm.
but you leave so much on the table, both from a relationship standpoint for future business, because you really want to have a relationship with your clients that allows you to have referrals, continued business, repeat business, all of that. And also, I mean, there is a point where people understand, everybody knows when somebody's out for themselves.
Yeah.
And that's not a good look and it's not a good feel. It doesn't feel good. And
Mm,
again, we're talking about humongous assets. These are not just going by, help me buy a candy bar. This
yeah.
is major stuff. So I think that for me, the thing is to really feel like I want to be the second part of it. I'm behind the scenes. It's a job. I want to make my money, let's be honest,
Mm,
but that's not the goal of the job. I don't
mm,
come first. The client comes first. And I think actually, Tim, when you practice that, my first team leader and my mentor, it was, just check yourself. Is it the ethical decision? Is it the ethical decision? Is it the
mm,
right thing for the client? Is it the right thing for the client? Because we can go awry very easily. There are many, many avenues where you could take a shortcut or you feel like it would be easier not to do the ethical thing. And trust me when I say in the long run, you're so much being better being ethical. Just,
mm,
just that's how it works. And that's how you get business over and over. And it's not just business from clients, if I may.
mm,
Um, I feel really proud that I have a lot of relationships with other agents. And that's one of the best ways for us to do business. One, that's a referral business. And that's incredible when people trust you and they say, well, I've got a client in your neck of the woods. Can you help me? Great.
mm,
The other thing is, we really want to have good relationships with each other because, for the most part, there's one agent on one side and one agent on the other. And we should be working together. We should not be at odds because both our practice is to help our client. And that doesn't mean help our client above anybody else. In fact, in our ethics, we are meant to help our client first, but also have complete respect and treat the other side with complete appreciation and respect. So it's not me and my client, it's us and our clients. So I
mm,
think that it's really important that people have respect for the entire process and not just what they need to accomplish. Because otherwise, again, things are going to fall apart and they do. I mean, I've almost never had but one deal in like 8 years where it just went smoothly from start to finish.
mm.
One.
Yeah.
It just never does. So if you're not willing to work with somebody and you're not willing to have a really nice relationship with them, it's absolutely going to fall apart. And that carries over also to the other professionals because, as most people know, in real estate, for the bulk of America, we have a
Mm,
lot of people who are involved, lawyers,
mm,
inspectors, title people. And so to me, it's really important to have a relationship with all those people because I want them to do right for my client and I want
mm.
them to do right for the other side. Because if everybody's at odds, that deal's not happening.
Yeah. Wow. I love that. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking into the real estate industry, you want to get into real estate, you want to become a realtor, I think you just got it right here. You know, put the client's needs above yours. Like I love what you said there because when you said, a person can tell when you're just trying to get the check, when you're just trying to get the commission, when you don't care about what's going on in their world. You can tell, and
Yeah.
it's not a good feeling, Immediately, if I pick that up, I'm like, okay, is there someone else we can work with? What can we do right now? You
We call it
know?
commission breath,
Yeah.
right? Have you heard that term, like commission breath? Like you can feel it. They're like breathing down your neck.
Yeah,
Like, when
yeah.
is the deal going to happen? And it's
You,
just, yeah, we
you
all know that.
know,
We all
we all
felt
do
it.
it. And it sucks, So, guys, if you just got your license and you want to become a realtor, man, you know what not to do, and you know what you need to do. You know what you need to focus on, right? Whenever you find yourself at a challenging time in your in this industry, just replay this episode. I'm telling you, there's so much that you will learn from this, right? Like Kat said, check yourself every time. Check yourself. Is that the right thing to do? Is it? And if you feel like it is and it's not, then man, I don't even know what you're doing, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yes.
And I think there are people in the industry that are good or great role
Yeah.
models. And I think that one of the things, for example, if you're coming into the industry that's really important is people
Mm,
always say, where do I go? What brokerage do I go?
mm,
And I think that that's a very good question. And what people should be asking if they're becoming an agent is who's going to help me be the best person I can be for my clients?
yeah.
Who's to give me either education or understanding or feedback or real help. Because the other thing, Tim, is there are a lot of agents who make mistakes
Yeah.
because they're not being monitored or overseen.
So you know, if you were paying attention to everything that we've been sharing right here, we've been giving you the tools. No, I haven't been doing anything. I was just the hype man. I was in the background. I was the cheerleader because, Kat has been really giving us some valuable information, tools on how we can be better agents, how we can better serve our clients, right? And I think this episode is one of the best episodes we have. And I recommend you guys to, share this with your friend that just got into real estate. Share this with a friend that wants to get into real estate. And share this with a friend that's been in real estate. Sometimes you can be doing this for 5 years, but you might be doing it wrong. And you just need to get your tools sharpened. And this episode helps you sharpen your tools. Kat, just before we leave, I just want to find out, is there anything that you'd like to leave our audience with? Any advice you'd like to leave agents out there with as well?
So, two things. I think the important thing is we're starting to talk about when you're a new agent or you've done the work for a while and maybe you're stagnant. I think it's really, really important to find a couple of things. One, a role model. Two, somebody that you can actually go to. It's so important. There's just so much information. And I was starting to think, there are a lot of people who make mistakes. They don't mean to do anything wrong, but
Mm,
some of the mistakes that agents can make are legal hazards. They're really bad, and they're
mm,
really bad for their clients, and they can get them in a lot of trouble. So it's very important that you not have hubris and that you really feel like there's somebody who can oversee what you're doing and check you. It's really okay. Like it's okay to have somebody who's basically your editor.
mm,
And then the other thing that I think is really valuable, and I speak from experience and I speak as a coach, is there's absolutely nothing better than having somebody who is 1000% on your side. And
mm,
while brokers are very busy, a coach is somebody there for you. And as I said, it's all about the style. You may not groove to everybody's style, but it's really important to have somebody who's there to help you with your accountability, to help you know what your messaging is, to help you know what will make a difference in your business and help you grow your business. Because I can't imagine, Tim, there's anyone in real estate who's just thinking,
mm,
if I make a dime, I'll be good, right?
yeah.
We're in every industry to make money. And
Mm,
so if you're growing your business, get help. It's okay. Like it's a great thing to have. And that relationship is something you can really count on bouncing ideas off of them or showing them what you're doing and really dissecting what you're doing and seeing if that's working. So I highly recommend a coach,
Mm.
not just me.
All right. I don't know about you guys, but hey, look, I think I'm gonna reach out to Kat, and she's gonna coach me in real estate. I don't know about you guys because look, this is what you need. You need people that um not just people that not just have a lot of, years of experience, but also understand, what it is to build relationships with clients out there, what it is to put the clients first, and how you can grow as a realtor. Like some coaches out there might have, one part of that. Some might have the other. And it's very rare to find coaches that can give you the full package. And, Kat won't say it, but I'll say it. She has the full package. She has all the tools. She has all of the knowledge to help you grow as an agent. Now, if you're like me and you want to reach out to her, you wondering, hey, how can I get in touch with her? Right? I'm going to make it easy because I'm going to ask her. And once we get those details, we are going to give her a call. We're going to send an email. We will nag her until she actually says, come on, I'm going to teach you how this is done. I'm going to teach you how to do this the right way. Now, Kat, how can other agents out there get in contact with you? Agents are saying, I need a coach. I need someone that's going to guide me, that's going to mentor me, that's going to show me not just how to become a successful agent, but a successful agent that also puts the needs of clients first. How can they get in contact with you?
Absolutely. I am very easy to find on social media. It's
Mm,
pretty much cat.timpson or cat_Timpson, depending on what it is. I really like Instagram. Please feel free to DM me. If you are on Facebook, you can absolutely personal message me or
mm,
Insta message me. It doesn't matter to me. I'm a real estate agent with Coldwell Banker right now. So I,
mm,
of course, have a Coldwell Banker email of cat.timpson at
mm,
cbmoves.com.
mm,
But I think the great thing about being an agent, for better or for worse, we're so public.
mm,
And just reach out to me. I'd be happy to talk about what might work for you guys and how you can enhance who you are as an agent and how you can really bring your message about what you bring to the table
mm.
to your business so that people know that they can work with you and why.
Oh yeah, I love that. I love that. And if you are also looking for an agent that will definitely leave you with a smile on your face, then look no further, ladies and gentlemen. The details will be in the description. So give her a call and trust me, you will not regret it. In fact, you'll actually come back and thank me. And I'm always looking forward to people saying thank you. Tim, you recommended this agent, and that was the best decision we ever made. So, the contact details are in the description. Give her a call, and trust me, it's the best decision for you, for your family, and for the next generation. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to help me appreciate today's guest. She's been amazing. All right, in the comments, just shower her with praise. Even when
Yeah,
you're
only good
calling.
comments, guys.
Good comments. You you
Only good
know
comments,
you
please.
know we don't read the other comments. There's good comments and nothing else.
Fetch those right out. I love it.
So yeah, and even if this episode really added value in your life and you want to take it a step further, you can always give her a call and tell her, hey, thank you. You really helped me out. So thank you so much for being an amazing guest. I think you've definitely helped out thousands, if not millions, of agents out there. This is the information that we need. This is what we need to hear as agents and as consumers out there. Like, hey, this is what you should look for in an agent. I think in what you were in the tips that you were giving agents, you're also helping people out there to identify what they should look for in an agent they want to work with. Right.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. This has been an amazing episode. I think it's only fair for us to have you again on the show. But thank
Oh,
you
you're
so much.
I
Thank
love
you
it.
so much. I really enjoyed this.
Thank you, Tim. I really appreciate it too. And I think having the opportunity to talk about the issues around real estate is great. So thank you for that. I really appreciate it.
All right, thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you got this far, you know what you need to do. Hit the like button. If you're on any other platform, share this with your friend, your social circle, because they will love you forever. It has been your host, Timothy Caetano. I have been in the back seat, the driver, the luminary in this industry, the one that you're gonna give a call to, and trust me, you will not regret. Cat Timpson was my guest today. And ladies and gentlemen, once again, help me appreciate her. Help me appreciate her for such an amazing episode and the impact that she's had in the industry, in other agents as well. So, like I said, reach out to her, give her a call, and trust me, you will not regret it. All right. So, till we meet again next time, ladies and gentlemen, please take care and peace.